Okay guys, I am back and I hope you can hear me properly. So yeah, the other video, not the finest video I've ever made or topic, but I just thought that the whole point of 45 being like a toddler was really important to talk about, because that's what I kept getting as I did the video, as I was channeling them, because I wrote it all out before I made the video. And the whole point of it was to ask, why are we letting a toddler run our country, and shouldn't we be worried? And the answer is yes, we should be worried, and we should, look out for that. So moving on. So here's another question. Okay, so the other day I was watching someone's channel, and they, psychic channel or intuitive, what have you, spiritual, metaphysical, and they had an astrologer on. Now, I knew this channel had that they were Maga, but in the past, and I thought, well, by now, perhaps they've changed, because, I mean, if you haven't changed by now, you're never going to change, and there's been more than enough evidence for, especially a spiritual person, the spiritual arts, meditation, mindfulness, all of that, to understand that 45 is not, he's not doing wonderful, beautiful, happy things for humanity. He's changing us, that's true. We're learning a lot of lessons, but he himself is not some great pillar of like Christ or, spiritual ascension, what have you, of greatness and of the light and oneness. No, he's a divider. He's here. I've always said he's like a vaccine that was meant to inoculate us, and then we form our antibodies around him and we become stronger. Yes, we ascend, we grow spiritually, but he's definitely not a unifier. He's not bringing us together. He's actually making us stronger through much tension. Like, I gotta open the door because it's really hot and I need the fan. So hold down. Okay, which means you'll probably hear the beeping smoke alarm battery, which whatever. I can't get up there. I'm sorry. I hate it too. Anyway, so yeah, he's not a pillar of Christianity or spirituality. He's not a spiritual leader. He is a divider. He's a teacher. There's no doubt about it. 45 is a teacher. My point being, I thought by now that this channel would be like, yeah, you guys are right. 45 is, he's not what we thought. And we were wrong. And here's the truth. Here's the thing. You don't even have to say if you like him or not, or agree with him or not. Just tell the truth about what he's doing. No, they didn't do that. And they went on and on and on for like the first 10 minutes talking about, and it's not a channel you guys probably would ever know about. So it's not one that watches me. It's not, our beloved community here. It's sort of like fringe outside. Most likely you might know about it, but you probably don't. But it's not like our community of tarot readers and political, it's not that. It's someone out there. But anyway, so yeah, they went on and on and on and on. 10 minutes saying that anyone who came on here and didn't like what they say had TDS, which is Frump Derangement Syndrome, TDS. And yeah, don't come in my comments and tell me that I'm wrong or that you think Frump is bad, because you all just have TDS and I don't want to hear it. And then the astrologer, who is from India, he did the same thing. And he's like, yeah, don't tell us about how you hate him. And so here's the thing. Let's say you were asking me to talk about Obama, and I've used Obama in many situations with this topic. Like when Obama was president and someone would go on, let's say Facebook, and they would say, Obama did this and Obama did that. I would pay attention to it. And mind you, I loved Obama. I loved him, still love him. But I would go and I would look it up and make sure if it was true or not. And almost every single time it wasn't true. It was just their hatred of him. But I would make sure it was true. And I have to tell you that if Obama did any of this that 45 does, I would have dropped Obama like instantly. I would have been like, oh my God, you guys are right, he's awful. It was the opposite. I saw that Obama he had light in his eyes. He was a unifier. He was here to help lead us to better understanding and try to bring us together. The problem was people resisted, yada, 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 etc. But the point being, I did hold Obama accountable every day that whole time. I really did, and Biden too. Now, the thing about Biden was, I always felt like we had to protect him, because if you started to say negative things about him, it gave fuel to Maga and 45, and then his life, his life was at risk, and then democracy was at risk, like what we're seeing right now. So I always kind of was careful about if I criticized Biden, I didn't want it to snowball into, oh, all Democrats are bad, and I certainly don't feel that way. But it was really hard to criticize Biden, because it would bring up all this that we're seeing right now, this whole Maga destruction of democracy and Biden's very existence. I really felt that there was going to be threats on him, and we needed him. Clearly, he was that breathing period where we could see what it looked like when someone cared about humans and worked every day to, whether or not you like him, that's the thing, you don't have to like him. I don't have to like Biden. I don't have to like Trump. I don't have to like Obama. But I can talk about their policies. Anyway, my point being, I should have that tattooed on my arm. My point being, I find it strange and very off-putting when somebody says, you just have TDS. You have TDS, which Frump derangement syndrome. It's like, can we just come up with a better phrase here? And it's like a deflection. It's like them putting up their, like Wonder Woman putting up their wrist deflectors for, don't tell me anything I don't want to hear. You just have TDS, nanny, nanny, boo, boo. That's what it feels like. That's exactly what it feels like. And instantly I was like, you know what it is? They don't want to hear us with our critical thinking. Like, we're seeing the truth, right? We're seeing the good and the bad, the truth, the non-truth, the everything. We're seeing all of it. And we're using critical thinking. Every day we're having to use critical thinking. They're not, because they're living in their deflection of, I'll just say everyone has TDS. And then that means I won't have to listen to anything. I won't have to change. I won't have to evolve. I don't have to listen to the truth. I don't have to agree. I don't have to say I'm sorry. And that's really what it is. It's deflection, and it's them not having CTS, critical thinking skills. But anyway, I did ask Spirit, and I was, let's see, let me go to that. I asked Spirit, why is it? Why, like, especially like spiritual people, why would they do this? That's what I got. I wrote it all out. Well, we live in a cult, as we've talked about. I've said it for many years now. It's like Jim Jones. 45 really is like Jim Jones. He even does all his behaviors. I could read the list, but he's almost an exact copy of Jim Jones. It's a cult. Maga is a cult. It's their first job to deny all wrongdoing for Frump and say he's perfect and wonderful, and the rest of us are dangerous and instigators trying to get to him. That's what they're doing. They're trying to protect him. They have a psychosis. They'll laugh and tell you all day we have TDS, which is their way of deflecting and not taking any responsibility. When Maga says TDS, they're saying, I don't want to use CTS, critical thinking skills. They don't want facts or logic or evidence. I need some water. They want to live in their delusion, the psychosis, and it is a psychosis. It really is. I asked Spirit, what are the main reasons people are still in the Frump cult, very much like Jim Jones? And this is what I received. Frump uses their vulnerability and weakness to control them. He spreads fear and uses the basic principles of religion as a manipulation tool to keep them in line and in his gaslighting. He says there's an enemy, Democrats. They have been hypnotized to hate Democrats. They think that having any outside thought is a betrayal to him. It is a real psychosis. It's like if you've ever had a friend who starts dating someone and you try to tell them that it's not a good person because you've seen their real behavior outside of when your friend's not around, and you see that this new person is not a good person. They look at other people, they steal from their purse, they use drugs, all these things, right? They say bad things about them, and you try to tell them, but they won't hear it because they're in a love psychosis. They really, and that's a real thing. I've seen that so many times. The new partner has gotten into that part of them that is afraid to be alone, that very vulnerable part of them. And they feel like losing that partner is worse than losing you or their own life. It's a psychosis. This is what Maga is afraid. They got into the Frump psychosis and they're afraid to lose him. Basically, Frump uses his cult like an abuser would use a beaten wife. It's the beaten wife syndrome. There's no amount of logic or facts or effort that will draw them out until they finally see it on their own. He has key words, promises, threats, money. He's completely indoctrinated them. Maga is completely indoctrinated. So that's what Spirit told me. That was the first thing. Second, sometimes Maga, they're just mean. They are just mean people. They are bullies. They like to see immigrants as weak people, and they like to watch them suffer. It makes them feel powerful. They don't like losing, and they don't like being told no or being told what to do. Maga knows exactly what is going on, and they are using Frump to get one over on people they see as suckers. Basically, they have a holier-than-thou attitude, and even if they have to pay $10 per gallon for gas, they won't change, because that would mean admitting that they are wrong. They are cruel opportunists, and that was the phrase that Spirit pointed out to me, cruel opportunists. 3, a lot of the alpha men in Maga are there because they are afraid of losing power and money, and they cling to Frump in the hopes that they'll maintain their power and prove everyone wrong, and they'll get to be the man of the house and the man of the world and everything will be in order the way they like it and the way they were taught, because it was beaten into them as children too. They've been indoctrinated by their fathers, by the school, by the army. This is what they want. It's also the techno boys, and it's like the alpha techno, the Elons and all those people. They like the poor to be poor, and they want the rich to be rich. And they don't like women to have rights. They want women to have no rights, and they, the men, get to own everything and have all the power. That's what they want. Because it's an insecurity, and it's an undeveloped part of themselves. And it's their father issues and their God complex. 4, same as above, only racism. They like Frump's racism, and they agree with it, and they're using him as a tool. As much as he's using them, they're using him. 5th is drugs, which probably goes through a lot of it, almost all. A lot of these people are on drugs, just like him, for entertainment purposes only. 6, change. They hate change. Maga hates change. Democrats often bring progressive change, like Obama did, and Kamala was going to bring it. But in small increments. That Democrats bring it in small, palpable increments. But they're just so afraid. They're so afraid of that change. They hate it. And yet with Frump, everything has crumbled apart. We're losing everything. He's changed everything for the worse. I just saw an image of a sewer, literally, when I said that. He's completely destroyed us. Our Constitution, everything that we know. You can't even really fly the flag. The flag means nothing anymore. I don't even know why we would have 4th